is In the Know for Tuesday, July 23, the 205th day of 2024. There are 161 days left in the year. Good morning, EMB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We are on the road today. We'll tell you about that. We will also have the water cooler question. It will be your chance to prove you're the smartest person around the water cooler. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley and the Sparks. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm thinking you must think you're living in hog heaven. You haven't been on the road since you've been on the show, and now twice in July you're on the road.
Yeah, we've never, not even since I was on the show, not even since I've been here. It's over 6 years, and we'd never taken it on the road. I know before you all had done a couple of live shows, but never, I don't know if it was about me or what.
And now twice in the same month. I guess it's just proof of concept. You know, we prove you can do the show from anywhere, so it gets a little bit easier to do when you say you can do it anywhere.
Theoretically, I do about 100 shows a year from all over the place.
Sometimes they're 3 and 4 hour shows because of the because you might have a double header in store. But
and if we could do a show from Morgantown, we could do a show from anywhere.
If it's possible there, it's possible anywhere. It's like making it in New York. We are in Southgate Mall. We're in the newly remodeled, and I wouldn't call it just an expansion. I would call it a mega expansion of the Litchfield Ace Hardware.
Do this. For those that are watching,
wow, you're
trying to do
look
this.
at you doing all
maybe not.
all kinds of magic. You're going to get twisted up, and you're going to
drop
your battery pack. And listen, don't be doing any high level maneuvers here. We're just getting started. But we're glad that you've joined us this morning. We're going to have a normal show, but we're going to be here until 2:00 today as a company. So we look forward to seeing you stop by, and a lot of people already here. A lot of people were here before we were here. So been a good morning already, and we'll tell you more about the store as we go throughout. If I had to ask your favorite action hero, I think I know, but you go ahead and your favorite action hero, Sam?
Who do you think it is?
I think it's Indiana Jones.
Oh. Is Scooby-Doo an action hero?
It's debatable, but America's favorite action heroes, Indiana Jones tops the list.
Okay.
Followed by Captain America, then John McClane from Die Hard.
I wouldn't have guessed him.
Nor would I, yippee-ki-yay. 30 years ago, I might have understood that answer, but not in 2024. Luke Skywalker at 4 and John Wick at 5.
I've never seen the John Wicks.
You've never seen the Luke Skywalkers either.
I have.
You
I've seen not all of them, but I've seen, there's 35 of them, and I've probably seen
they're not your preference.
6 of them.
I understand. Is Harry Potter an action hero?
See, that's what I was wondering.
Plays Quidditch.
And he fights, you know.
he does, the one whose name we dare not speak.
Yeah.
Warm, humid, and isolated rain chances today. Continued to get some downpours yesterday afternoon, and got dark and really windy for a while. And big downpours. When it gets foggy before dark, well before dark, you know it's going to be a foggy morning, and it was. Isolated downpours can produce locally heavy rain today. We're going to see highs stay in the 80s through Friday, but a little more muggy than maybe we enjoyed the last few days. Mostly cloudy, 87 today. Partly cloudy, 70 tonight, and then partly sunny tomorrow with your isolated storms and a high of 87 for your Wednesday as well. Another day and another day as the world turns when it comes to American politics. The Associated Press is reporting that Kamala Harris has enough support of Democratic delegates to become the party's presidential nominee. And there were several state delegations met late yesterday to confirm their support for Harris, including Texas, which is a lot of delegates, and her home state of California. By last night, she had the support of well more than just less than 2,000 delegates that she'll need to win on a first ballot. And no other candidates have emerged in the last 24 hours, so this may go more smoothly than it might appear. As I've said for more than a week now, if she's not the nominee, it will be a result it will be her own undoing, because they can't, as a party, just set her aside. She's the vice president of the United States, and she was the underpart of the ticket until President Biden stepped down and said he would not seek the nomination again. They can't just say, well, we're going to just forget you and move on. They at least have to go through the process of either legitimately or just for show being behind her, saying we support you, and then letting it play out. Maybe someone emerges at the convention, maybe not, but we'll find that out in the next 3 weeks or so as they head toward Chicago. Now, the list of potential VP nominees for Kamala Harris has apparently been cut down to 4. And Andy Beshear is still on the list. He told different media outlets yesterday that he had talked to the vice president, and he would entertain a discussion on the matter. But he said on MSNBC that he would only do it if he thought that he was able to continue to help his people in some way. So I wouldn't say that he's playing hard to get, but he's not also showing that he's overly eager to do it. But the thing about Beshear is that he just doesn't help you electorally. There's no dowry that comes with Beshear because he can't bring Kentucky's 8 electoral votes. But a Shapiro or a Kelly or a Cooper, they potentially bring electoral votes to the calculus. That would be the only knock against Andy Beshear getting the call, is that he can't sway Kentucky's electoral votes.
Did you see his line last night?
His line?
His little jab that he had that was pretty decent. He says,
about J.D. Vance not being from Kentucky.
No, he said J.D. Vance has no convictions, unlike his counterpart who is 34. I said, well, okay, Andy.
I hope that he has some convictions of some kind, just maybe no criminal conviction.
I'm curious as to what member of his staff came up with that and said, hey,
yeah.
There you go.
Well, because that doesn't seem his style.
No.
I'm not saying he's not capable of a jab, but that's not typically. He has gone, and
he's very Mr. Rogers.
You took the words right out of my mouth. And if you go back to COVID, he was nothing. But he might as well have been wearing a zip-up sweater during COVID. He had the long hair like the rest of us, and he came on the television and the radio every day, and he said, "Hang in there. We'll get through this. We'll get through this together." And he endeared himself to a lot of Kentuckians in that way. Now, he obviously alienated some Kentuckians, but those people weren't going to be with him politically anyway. And so, and that's one of the reasons that he's being considered for the job, because he's mild-mannered and he operates closer to the middle than. Listen, if you're a Democratic governor in a Republican state, you've got to operate closer to the middle, even if when you're in Kentucky it doesn't feel like it. To the outside looking in, Andy Beshear is closer to the middle than a lot of his counterparts. President Biden may finally surface today. He was heard from last night at Harris Campaign HQ. He was on the phone. We've still not seen any pictures or video, but he's apparently headed back to Washington today, because the longer he's away, the more our enemies around the globe consider us to be more vulnerable than normal. Israel and the Palestinians, Ukraine, China, Iran, they're all looking to see, the Palestinians more than the Israelis, of course, but when Netanyahu shows up in Washington yesterday and there's no one there to greet him at the airport, that can be taken as an affront. But we'll see. And then Europe and NATO are also looking, because without the United States, Europe is in a ditch and NATO falls apart. So they are waiting to see what happens with President Biden and whether he re-engages. It's almost like that scene in Top Gun where Maverick disengages and he's just out here in left field and they don't know if he's coming back, and he finally locks back in and comes back in, and maybe that's what
So you're saying Joe Biden is Maverick?
He will do today. Spitting image. I mean, if they were side by side, I couldn't tell them apart.
That's not a comparison I was expecting you to make on the show.
No, that's you probably never hear it again. It was a rough day for Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle yesterday, when you can get Jamie Comer and Jamie Haskin to agree on anything. I heard Morgan McGarvey say yesterday that Haskin and Comer typically won't agree that it's Monday, But they both agreed yesterday that Kimberly Cheadle needed to resign as the head of the Secret Service. She did not hold up well, and she was not forthcoming with her answers. Either she was just attempting to take the brunt of the questions and hopefully she would survive it, but I'm not sure that she was successful in doing that. An Elizabethtown woman has died in a motorcycle accident on the WK Parkway. The Hopkins County Sheriff's Office responded to the crash at about 8:15 late on Friday in the westbound lanes of the parkway near the 43-mile marker. Killed in the crash was 36-year-old Tiffany Underwood. She was pronounced deceased at the scene. She was a passenger. The driver was a 44-year-old Nathan Henderson of Hodgenville. He was airlifted to a hospital in Nashville. A search is underway in Breckinridge County for a missing woman. We learned of this yesterday afternoon, and I presume they've not been successful in locating her as of yet. The Breckinridge County Emergency Management said 64-year-old Evelyn Blake has not been seen since Sunday, about 10:30 near McQuady. That's Sunday night. She is wearing a white shirt and blue jean or tan-colored shorts. She is a white female standing 5 feet 1 inch tall, weighs approximately 231 pounds. She, according to officials, she may be suffering from early stages of dementia. But officials are looking for her, multiple agencies, including Falls of Rough Fire. So if you know something or see something, please let them know. Again, that's being conducted by the Breckinridge County Emergency Management. A man who was the subject of an intense search after the shooting of a Tennessee Highway Patrol trooper has been arrested in Kentucky, but a second suspect has not been found. Braze Rucker was arrested early Sunday morning at a home in Princeton. A search continues for a second unidentified man who participated in the shooting and wounding of Trooper Adam Cothran on Friday on I-40 in Putnam County, Tennessee. Putnam County is about 80 miles east of Nashville, but one of the people involved in that shooting found down in Princeton, Kentucky. We've, over the last week, we had so much stuff to talk about on the show that we really have not had an opportunity to talk about the summer breakout of Reed Sheppard with Houston. I don't watch a lot of NBA. I certainly don't watch a lot of NBA summer basketball, but it has been fun to see the highlights and Reed almost showing not only should I have gone third, but at least among my peers, should have gone one.
Well, I think he had a game where he had 24 points or something, and the number one pick went 0 of 15.
Yeah.
So I think he kind of probably did feel a little bit of that, but I think he's in a good situation in Houston, and I think it's cool too that Jeff and Stacy are still at his games, and
sure,
his sister Madison I think was at the games too, and her husband. So it's just fun that they get that family connection still between her and
absolutely
and the family.
And it's also funny to me when they make the rounds, even whether it's Myron Metcalf or other national media, when they hear Stacy speak. You know, when they
She's
say,
from the mountains.
"Oh, where's she from?" Because she is different. She's different than the majority of Kentuckians that you'll meet, but you immediately know where she's from when you hear it, unless you don't know anything about Kentucky, and then you say, "Where's that from?"
Did you know that he got all of his talent from her, right? And that what Cal's line was?
Yeah, I think that's
plays more like her than him.
Something similar to that. But I do like his humility, and that's the thing I think that is endearing about him, is that he's a confident young man. You'll see. You'll see some things that he says about may my haters live long to see my success. So he's saying, I realize people don't like me. I don't know any of them. I don't know who can not like Reed Sheppard. But for me, he's got a lot of humility. His parents have a lot of humility, and he just puts his nose to the grindstone. He goes about doing his work, and he's got game. For a kid 2 years ago, we weren't sure if he was going to be able to come in and play, make the floor. Now it turns out he should have been in the starting lineup the whole time, and so that's regretful. So anyway, we got to get to a break, and we will come back. We are on the road today at the Litchfield Ace Hardware. The grand reopening is underway today. We're here. The show's until 10 o'clock today, but the station's here until 2. So we hope you stop by. It's a huge new store, and we're live. Plenty more coming up here on In the Know.
What do you call someone who puts your family's interests ahead of their own. Someone who takes time to listen without rushing you or passing judgment. Someone you can count on to help guide you through one of life's most difficult times. At Watkins Funeral Home, we call someone like that a friend of the family. For families making funeral arrangements in Litchfield, there's only one thing you need to know. You've got a friend at Watkins Funeral Home. For more information, visit us online at rogers-watkins.com.
Introducing Dr. Nathaniel Gastaldo, an experienced podiatrist specializing in foot and ankle conditions at Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center in Grayson County. Whether it's a painful injury or chronic condition of your feet or ankles, Dr. Gastaldo has the expertise to help you get back to a more comfortable stride. Schedule your appointment online by visiting owensborohealth.org/podiatry.
At the Grayson County Farmers Market, the community comes together bursting with farm fresh produce, meats, home baked goods, and much, much more. Savor the taste of Kentucky Proud Produce and know you're supporting local families. Join us Wednesdays and Saturdays, rain or shine, from 8 to noon or until the last morsel is gone, now through October 23rd at the Extension Office parking lot on Quarry Road. We honor WIC and senior vouchers because fresh, wholesome food is for everyone. See you at the Farmers Market.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start August 19th. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Every second in the United States, a ton of lumber is destroyed by termites. Long before you see proof, termites have taken a bite out of your home. Thousands of dollars in damage can add up before you even notice the problem. Contact the Litchfield Exterminating Professionals to protect your home or business. It's about peace of mind. Only 24/7 protection from the world's best will give you that. Litchfield Exterminating serves Grayson County and surrounding areas. Call Litchfield Exterminating today, 259-6285, or toll free 1-800-517-2388. What's eating at your home?
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house to see a coaster that's new for the entire crew, and they call it Good Gravy.
Good Gravy, the new family roller coaster at Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Twist and turn past a gigantic rolling pin, milk bottle, and more in a race to save Thanksgiving dinner. First forwards, then backwards. It's fun with a little gravy on top. Get tickets at holidayworld.com.
Free smoking! Free parking! Free sunscreen!
Many retailers are using artificial intelligence to determine how much to charge you based on your ability and willingness to pay. Erin Rell reports.
AI is changing marketing tactics and customizing offers and prices to get you to buy more. Companies have always tried to target customers by filtering statistics into actual preferences, but today, AI has established a level of sophistication and accuracy that helps make these predictions. Using AI, companies can now answer, what is this person going to buy next? What are they willing to pay? And where will they buy from? So if you feel like your Starbucks order costs more than your colleagues, it very well might.
OpenAI is in talks with several companies, including Broadcom, to develop its own AI chip. The company behind ChatGPT recently hired several employees from Google's AI chip division. The effort signals a move away from dependence on NVIDIA for AI GPUs. And Google's next big product reveal is coming August the 13th. The Made by Google event promises announcements about Gemini, the Pixel 9, and a foldable Pixel 9 Pro. Tech Report, Mark Mayfield.
Today is hot enough for you day. But typically this would be the time of year a person walk up and say, is it hot enough for you? But fortunately,
It's not going to be too bad today.
not going to be too bad today. Not going to be too bad for the rest of the week, so that's nice. It's Vanilla Ice Cream Day. I think Sunday was his regular ice cream day. Vanilla gets its own day, and that's today. It's Yada 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 Day, if you're a Seinfeld fan or you're familiar with the Seinfeld show. I don't know that they invented the phrase yada yada yada, but they certainly made it famous at a different level than it was before. A couple other things that we're celebrating today. You know, you can tell when it's humid and you're on the road, your pages stick together a lot more than they normally do when you're in a hermetically sealed environment where nothing can get in and bother you. We are on the road. We'll tell you where in just in a moment. Oh, I made a note. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that it's Peanut Butter and Chocolate Day. Sam, in my era, when the union of peanut butter and chocolate, to the point that it became a famous television campaign, you got chocolate in my peanut butter. No, you got peanut butter in my chocolate. When that created Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in our sphere, the world forever changed.
Yeah, I've heard of the commercial, and I don't know if I just heard it from you or if it's one that I've seen playing, but it absolutely does make some sense. And
sure, it
created one of your favorites too.
It was to the point where people became almost adversarial about it. They really wanted to fight. It almost broke into a street brawl.
What I refer to as a Buckeye, and down here I've learned is a peanut butter ball.
Yeah.
Around Christmas is always one of my first, and I know that a girls' basketball parent made me some. I don't know if she knew that it was my favorite or not, but I very much enjoyed those around Christmas.
If it helps you, my mom calls them Buckeyes. So I know what you're talking about when you call Buckeyes.
To those listening that don't know what I'm talking about, but peanut butter ball is
right.
What you might know, that where the peanut butter and then the chocolate wrapped around it, and it's a little ball.
When you sat down before we were getting ready for the show, you said something about did they just remodel or what? And so I kind of chuckled and I said, well, yeah, they remodeled. And when I showed you the footprint of the old store, the store is Litchfield Ace Hardware, grand reopening today, about 3 times the size of what the original store was based upon how you look.
If not more than that. I mean, it's I haven't walked all the way back to see how far back it goes, but it's expansive.
If you go back there far enough, you may find some bowling pins.
I feel like it's Mufasa and Simba. You know, we're looking over the proud.
Everything
right
the light touches is now the Ace Hardware. For those of you that have lived here for a long time, it's not the original location of Rainbow Lanes was actually down at Allen's Lake, but then as far as in my lifetime, and then came to Southgate Mall where it's been for a long time. But Ace Hardware has expanded into what you would have known as Rainbow Lanes, and it's a huge store occupying a big footprint here in Southgate Mall, and that's where we're here. We're doing a traditional live on location from 10 to 2, but we wanted the opportunity, kind of going on a summer road trip, like to get out and see what's going on, so we're here today doing the show live. We did learn that LeBron will be the Team USA's male flag bearer for the Olympic ceremonies, the opening ceremonies on Friday. Does that mean Bronny gets to carry the Olympic flag?
Potentially he'll be there. But I mean, this it's love or hate LeBron. This makes sense. I mean, he's 40. This is his last Olympics. He's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's won gold medals. He absolutely deserves it.
You know, in my mind, Olympic sports are Olympic sports, and then basketball is a more recent addition. You know, it's an American-created sport. It's not part of the original Olympic Games. And so I'm not saying that LeBron is not an Olympian. Not saying that by any stretch of the imagination. But when I think of Olympic athletes, I think of Katie Ledecky, Michael Phelps, Sha'Carri Richardson,
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles, of course, but I can't even remember that. I can't pull her name from UK right now. Sydney McLaughlin.
Laverne or something. I forget what her name is.
We got multiple, and we still have current UK athletes who are Olympians. So when I think of those sports, those are. But out of all of the athletes that are wearing Team USA colors, LeBron would be the highest profile, although one could argue Scotty Scheffler or Xander Schauffele might be known more worldwide than LeBron.
Who's the female? Do we know that yet?
No, I did not. I didn't read that in the story.
I meant to look that up, and because I saw the LeBron and maybe the female.
I know you have a way to find out, and you will momentarily. I'm checking our time here to see how we're going. I did want to run. Maybe this is a story better done for a day that Grana is here, but I've shared with you several times since May that I notice headlines in a different way that I might not have before I became a grandfather. And so the story this morning says 4 signs a grandparent has big trouble with boundaries. That stood out to me to kind of be like, oh, this might be information I should have. This might be information I should internalize. Fortunately, I was able to pass the test. I must tell you that I was curious about how I would score on these. One, they ignore reasonable requests. They wear the disguise of support. They have proven to be untrustworthy, and they use a sense of entitlement. Well, I don't think, first of all, I said, well, so how were my parents as grandparents in these categories? And they passed with flying colors
I can see your parents definitely passing with flying colors.
On all regards. I mean, I'm sure there were times they go, why don't they know what they're doing? But they don't vocalize those things. They just let the parents be the parents. And I hope that we're doing the same thing. Now, I will say the one that I wondered a little bit was that they use a sense of entitlement. Do grandparents get just a little entitlement? Like, it almost kind of feels like they do. So I don't want to take more than the fair share, but
I'm neither a parent nor a grandparent, so
right?
I can't really answer that part.
Do you notice how, though, grandparents tend to have a trump card on a lot of things?
Well, I mean, luckily grandparents get to do it, and I know my grandma, I think, would always say the best part about being a grandma is loading them up with sugar and sending them home.
Sure, yeah. I saw the Bob Newhart thing last night on CBS, and he said that's the great thing about grandchildren. You get to, oh, look at the time. I guess we better go after you've wound them all up. But
it's like shaking a bottle of Coke and handing it off to the parent.
That's absolutely right. And the things that you think, oh, they'll never do this and they'll never do. I was hearing a story about somebody talking about a granddad that was strict, and the grandchildren came and said that we're going to get him to do, and it's like, he's never going to do that. And they're like, let's load up and go. So that just, I think there's I don't know if it's I don't know if it's an entitlement is the word, but deference.
Brady will get you to do a lot of things.
Sure.
That you might not have done with Taylor.
Sure. Absolutely. And that's just the way that I think that's just the way that it goes. McDonald's $5 value meal is staying on menus a little longer. I think a lot of Americans are looking for a deal, and so they introduced that, and it's been such a big hit that they are holding it over for a little bit longer until maybe some prices can come down or something can get in line. Drumstick is giving away an ice cream-themed mini truck to the best trade-in offer. So you've seen this truck. Are you impressed already?
I'm looking at it right now. I don't know if you can see it there.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm thinking about the pros and cons between my truck and this truck. And I'm thinking, would I just do an even swap for the drumstick truck?
Alea would probably be on board with it. Does it come with drumsticks?
Exactly. That's an important fact that I would need to find out before I make a trade to figure out who owes who boot. But yesterday, the ice cream company announced that it's putting its absolutely epic drumstick cone themed mini truck up on Facebook Marketplace. But no, it won't be for sale. Instead, the company is offering its truck for trade. Now, here's how it's going to work. On the 22nd, which is yesterday.
Oh, so did you miss?
At 9 a.m. It might not be over. Drumstick posted a TikTok about the truck, and fans just need to pop in the comments and add their zaniest and legit trade offer. So it can't just be an offer that you're not willing to actually follow through on. Anyone who wants the truck has until August 5 at 11:59 p.m. to add their offer. A spokesperson said they are looking for offers that are so utterly unexpected that they just make sense. Imagine a world where you could win a custom mini truck just by naming your new pet drumstick, or trading in your 2012 family reunion t-shirt, or even something as bizarre as your middle school good luck charm that's still collecting dust in your bedroom. That seems insignificant to me. Someone's going to come up with something way bigger than those things.
What about, like, a free guest appearance on In the Know?
That and a K105 t-shirt. And I mean, like...
And some Holiday World tickets.
Would it be fair to say, though, that the Drumstick Company has already made an appearance on the show?
Well, they just did, I guess.
So, bring me the truck. And that seems to me to be a
and
fair
it's
trade.
Probably not the only show that they're appearing on then today.
That's right. I guess I wonder how many trucks they have. You know, are there multiple trades? But Listen, except for the side rails being a little bit short, I think I could get along with that as a daily driver, but I'm not certain. I love drumsticks. From the time I was a kid, I loved the drumsticks.
It's been a while since I've had one.
Unfortunately, they just always seemed like they were a little bit small. Of course, that's the key to something good. Leave them wanting more. You never want to say, oh, I'm glad that's gone. But leave them wanting more. But I found that. But
then we get to the bottom and have the chocolate in the...
Sure. I mean, it's just
in the cone.
Perfect way to finish it off. Here is a list of phrases or words of wisdom. You've heard the phrase, out of the mouths of babes. Or you heard kids say the darndest things.
I've heard that.
Or you say you heard drunks and kids tell the truth.
Yeah, I mean, kids are very honest.
Here's words of wisdom from children. Patrick, age 10, said, never trust a dog to watch your food.
Yeah, no, that is accurate. Some dogs are well trained. I know that my parents' dogs know that you leave it there, it's gone.
That's a lot of wisdom for a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Hey, I think a dog is taking his food.
14-year-old Michael said, when your dad is mad and asks you, do I look stupid, don't answer him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where that would be good
Yeah.
advice. Good advice. My guess is Michael could be speaking from some experience.
Probably.
As a 14-year-old. I don't know Michael. I hate to besmirch him, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say he might have been a smart aleck a time or two.
If most people ask you, do I look stupid, you probably should just keep that answer to yourself.
Just be Switzerland and just say nothing and just stay in the middle. That's the best thing. Now, 14-year-old Michael, and I don't know if this is the same Michael. There are probably multiple Michaels who are age 14, but said, never tell your mom her diet's not working.
Yeah, that's probably pretty smart.
Yeah. Well, like she says, like she's been to the gym, you say, well, I can't tell. Don't say anything like that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
just you shouldn't do that. 9-year-old Randy says, stay away from prunes.
How old?
9.
How does a 9-year-old even know what a prune is?
Well, the 9-year-old probably has parents, would be my guess, and prune juice are sometimes used among children when they have certain digestive issues that need to be cured. In fact, it's probably an ample remedy for all ages. Have I ever told you my story about my prunes?
I don't believe so.
When I played Little League and wanted to look cool, of course I couldn't chew tobacco. So I would sometimes take a prune and put it in my lip like I had a
chaw
like I had a chaw in. I was playing Big Red Machine in the backyard.
And so were you spitting and
Oh
spitting
yeah,
prune juice?
of course. If you're gonna wiggle your arm like Joe Morgan, you're gonna spit.
What's your parents think of that?
I'm not sure they ever realized.
Well,
or
now
knew.
they do.
They may be learning it for the first time this morning, and that's
get a
okay.
text message in about 10 seconds here.
That's all right. 13-year-old Robert said, and I think this is one that, for me, I didn't have to find out firsthand that it was a bad idea. But in case you don't know this, I don't mean you, Sam. I mean just a person in general. Never pee on an electric fence.
Yeah, that's...
Apparently that's
don't want to do that.
That's bad. Norana, who is 13, said, and I would have never considered this one because I'm ill-equipped, but it says don't squat with your spurs on.
That makes sense.
My guess is cowboys and cowgirls learn that pretty quickly, that you don't squat with your spurs on.
Can't say I've ever worn spurs, but I know that if I ever do, don't squat, right?
Sure, don't squat. 14-year-old Tracy says never allow your 3-year-old brother in the same room as your school assignment.
That can sometimes help, though. My brother drew on my homework instead of my dog ate it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's a plausible excuse that could be used. 12-year-old Mitchell said, don't sneeze in front of Mom when you're eating crackers. 9-year-old Andrew said, puppies still have bad breath even after eating a Tic Tac.
There's some people I know that really like puppy breath.
I do not. I'm not one of them, by the way. I tell Gertie that I smell you got dog breath.
Well, she's not a puppy.
No, that's true, but she's still kind of small, so.
You should have brought her along today.
Well, no, she's happy doing what she's doing. Kiyoyo, 9 years of age, said, now this sounds like 9-year-old Mark. Never hold a dustbuster and a cat at the same time.
Suck the cat up the vacuum.
It would be, I would think if you had a cat in one hand and a dustbuster in the other,
Let's see.
you'd be extremely tempted to give it a try.
There might be a dustbuster in this building somewhere.
Just to see what would happen. I'm certain there's a shop vac or something. You could, take down a cougar with one of those.
I see we got a blower, so
Yeah.
over there.
Now I want to start repeating Spaceballs lines. 9-year-old Amir said,
Flamethrowers.
9-year-old Amir said, you can't hide a piece of broccoli in a glass of milk.
See, that would be my little brother. I enjoyed broccoli, but my little brother was very much anti the vegetables.
I was certainly an adult. I'm sure I was a father before I liked broccoli or decided that it was okay, but I do.
See, and I don't like raw broccoli.
I do enjoy it now.
But I do like steamed broccoli.
15-year-old Naomi says, if you want a kitten, start out by asking for a horse. We got a future negotiator on our hands. I mean, Naomi has a clear career path set out for her. She knows the art of negotiation. Ask for far more than you want or that you're willing to settle for, and then they'll feel like that, hey.
But there is the line of asking for way too much.
Absolutely, like for a whole stable of horses.
And then it gets shut down right away,
Sure.
and then you're SOL.
Yes, if you ask for a herd, will you get just one? I don't know. 9-year-old Lauren said felt markers are not good to use as lipstick. Don't pick on your sister when she's holding a baseball bat. When you get a bad grade in school, show it to your mom when she's on the phone. That's pretty clever. Here's my report card. And then maybe she's distracted. And then lastly, Talia, age 11, said, don't pull your dad's finger when he tells you to.
That one.
Don't pull your dad's finger.
That
when
one
he
I
tells
learned a
you
lesson
to.
many a times.
Out of the mouths of babes, wisdom according to children. We are live on the road today at Ace Hardware in Litchfield. It's their grand reopening. Stop by and see us today. We're here until 2 o'clock today. But the show rolls on next with the water cooler question. Your chance to win coming right up. You're on In the Know.
For exciting summer fun, don't spend long hours in the car and a fortune on gas and travel. This summer, play close to home. Beach Bend Park, just minutes away in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Enjoy dozens of family rides, thrill rides, water slides, and more than 1 million gallons of water park. Looking for exciting summer fun? Don't spend long hours in the car and a fortune on gas and travel. This summer, play close to home. Beach Bend Park, just minutes away in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Enjoy dozens of family rides, thrill rides, water slides, and more than 1 million gallons of water park fun in Splash Lagoon. Surf the waves, float the lazy river, splash and play on Tiki Island and our interactive attractions, or just relax in your own private cabana. Spend time on the rides, not standing in lines. Hop on the awesome Kentucky Rumbler Coaster for over a half mile of exciting twists and turns and enjoy classic rides, sure to please the whole family. Stay for daily shows, Gold Rush Golf, games, food and treats. Book the ultimate birthday party, group outing, or corporate event at Beach Bend. Check out our online calendar for Water Wednesdays and Friday Night Lights, featuring fireworks and special shows. At Beach Bend, parking and sunscreen are always free. So much fun, so close to home. Visit beachbend.com for discounts.
Beach Bend Park. For the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a Future Designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMaster for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at sohd.info.
To make me feel better. All I wanna know is, can I get her? Juicy double patty, the McNuggets so crisp, and the fries go to yellow, yeah, McDonald's don't miss, yeah. Order app or the drive-through quick, yeah. $5, that's a deal, yeah. I got McDonald's money, I got McDonald's money.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, sohd.info.
Twin Lakes weather.
We'll keep some clouds overhead for today as we watch for the potential for some isolated showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon into this evening. Highs today in the 80s. Some additional scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible tomorrow, with highs back in the 80s for your Wednesday. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrews.
All summer. This is the 105 Days of Summer. It's going to be the hottest summer yet. Brought to you by Midway Pharmacy. Summer! On the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing.
Did you know the right rear tire on your car generally wears out before the others do?
Really?
Yep, the right rear tire on your car generally wears out before the others do.
Is there a reason?
I didn't look up the reason, but I suspect as we do more right turns than anything. But it seemed to me like we're putting a lot of pressure on the front right tire by making those turns. But, from an efficiency standpoint, you try and turn right as much as possible, all right turns. It's safer, it's more efficient, etc. So I guess that's possibly it. But could it be a weight distribution? Could it be, I'm not entirely sure, but allegedly that is true. The water cooler question for today: if you've not won in the last 30 days, you or your household have not won in the last 30 days, and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win. You're going to text your response to 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. What do you say we do Holiday World today?
Oh.
Holiday World tickets are up for grabs today. If you can solve the water cooler question, which is, an average woman will do this nearly 10 times today.
Oh, gosh.
An average woman will do this nearly 10 times today. Text your response to 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000.
I got one in the head since I don't have my handy-dandy Post-it note.
Well, I can loan you a pen if you need to write something down.
Yeah,
but
it's in there. I think I can remember.
Is it the type of thing you don't want to be on the record as writing down because
Probably.
it could be humiliating?
Probably.
Or someone could embarrass you with it?
And probably don't want to say it on air unless it's right.
Okay.
I might have to look over at the right answer as I'm
understand.
sitting here to make sure that I don't get myself in trouble.
You can compete for the Holiday World tickets. Text the response to 270-259-6000.
I will say that Yukon has written in and says the Strawberry Queen says correct your husband.
Oh, well, that's way more than 10 times today
in
the
their
Cook
household.
At Cook Ranch, that's more like the 100. It's 10 times that. The Simpsons has done it again. The Simpsons has apparently predicted Vice President Kamala Harris seeking the Democratic presidential nomination.
Okay.
In the 2000 episode Bart to the Future, Lisa Simpson becomes the first female president of the United States.
Okay.
She sports the exact same purple ensemble that Harris rocked during the 2021 inauguration, including a pearl necklace and earrings. Back-to-back images of Lisa and Harris went viral on Twitter on Sunday after the shakeup. Is that a prediction? I mean, it says in a 2000 episodes. This is 21 years before the inauguration. Wouldn't this be Kamala emulating Lisa Simpson rather than the opposite of that?
So it's just her wearing the same color pantsuit?
That's what it says.
Okay,
so
well,
I'm not sure if I'm buying the connection. I'm not sure that we give the Simpsons credit for this one. Now, I mean, their credit, they deserve lots of things, but I'm not sure this is one of them.
The one that was wild was them predicting the Trump and getting him exactly going down the escalator, waving and all of that when he was announcing he was running for president. That one was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that one was. Now, it again, is life imitating art or is art imitating life? And that's unknown. Here are some sequels that were better than the originals, allegedly. We'll see what you think. Top of the list, I started by mentioning Sam's favorite action hero, that I presumed, being Indiana Jones. What is the best Indiana Jones movie?
I like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, to me, is the best one because it's the first one. But some believe that The Last Crusade, 1989, so you had Raiders of the Lost Ark. Then you
Temple
have
of Doom.
Temple of Doom, and then you had The Last Crusade before they took a long hiatus and then
Crystal Skull,
came
and then
back.
I was Dial of Destiny, I think is the newest. I started that one a couple weeks ago.
So The Last Crusade, I can't even necessarily tell you what's in The Last Crusade, like specifically.
No.
Logan, the 2017 Wolverine threequel. I don't know if I don't
I've
know
not
any
seen
of those.
those.
I don't know any of Wolverine stuff.
That would be a Yukon question. I believe he might be a Wolverine guy, maybe.
The 1986 Aliens, so I guess that's like we did Twister and Twisters, Alien and Aliens. Aliens would be the sequel to Alien. That's
I don't know
gonna be
either
my
one of
guess.
those.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I remember when that one came out in 91. Like it when I went to the theater and saw that one, it was significant. Spider-Man 2 in 2004. Dune Part 2 in 2024. So that's to the original Dune from
I've heard it's really good.
1,000 years ago. The Dark Knight, the 08 sequel to Batman Begins.
Now that is phenomenal.
This says Top Gun Maverick in 2022. It's hard for me to say that the sequel is better than the original because without the original there is no sequel. I don't think Maverick.
Well, then your entire list is.
I guess that's possible, but I guess what I'm saying is you could make a movie called Aliens. You could make a movie and they might stand alone. I'd be curious to know if there had never been a Top Gun, would that movie have been a hit? Was it only because of the movie? Like, you could have probably done Terminator 2, that would have been fine.
Would Tom Cruise be Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise was in some other things, obviously, that helped him land Top Gun, but that was certainly solidified. It was a movie of a generation. Star Wars Episode 5, which is The Empire Strikes Back, they say is better than the original, and then The Godfather Part 2.
I've never seen The Godfathers.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli. That's like my favorite line from the Godfather. That's a pretty good one. Homicide, the show from NBC, is going to be streamed for the first time. That's a new series, Homicide: Life on the Street. It's coming to streaming for the first time on Peacock beginning August 19th. So right after the Olympics wrap up, you'll be able to stay on Peacock and watch Homicide: Life on the Street. And then if you're looking for, something entertaining to do, now available an official Ozzy Osbourne coloring book. An official Ozzy Osbourne coloring book is out. And I have some illustrations from the coloring book that I'll share with you, Sam.
I've got one here too.
Yeah, and showing it to the audience, and so there it is. Actual pictures of Ozzy.
Do we need this?
I don't know that we need it or we don't need it. My greatest question, my takeaway is, can Ozzy color this and stay in the lines? Is Ozzy capable of staying in the lines of a picture of himself in a coloring book?
Where's the bat?
That's it. That's probably on the back page.
Is that
the bat? The bat's over here on the left-hand side, so it's there. We got to get to a break. We'll figure out who wins the water cooler question. We'll also have chart toppers, point to ponder, pearl of wisdom, and more coming up here on In the Know.
Do you know your child's money personality? Well, if not, stay tuned to learn a way to prevent conflict with your children over their spending habits. Hi, this is Jim Daly with Focus on the Family. Money personalities is the term financial experts Scott and Bethany Palmer use to describe one of 4 ways a child handles money. Yesterday, I shared the first 2, savers and spenders. Today, I want to tell you about the security seeker. These are the ones that plan for the future. They save money for a rainy day and refuse to touch a penny until that day comes. Your challenge as a parent is to teach them how to find balance. Applaud them for their careful planning, but help them to learn it's okay to feel comfortable using their money for other things. The final personality is the risk taker. As these children grow older, they'll have big dreams and make money decisions easily, almost too easily. Risk takers aren't emotionally attached to their stuff, so they don't hesitate to jump at opportunities that come along. But watch out. Risk takers can make great things happen, but they're just as likely to buy their friend's broken down motorcycle on a whim. So what's your child's money personality? Understanding your son or daughter's tendencies as a saver, a spender, a security seeker, or that risk taker will make navigating money issues a lot easier. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten.
Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Struggling to pay your house payment? Apply for the Team Kentucky Homeowner Assistance Fund today at protectmykyhome.org. It provides up to $60,000 for Kentuckians with a COVID-related financial hardship. The money can be used for mortgage bills, utility payments, insurance premiums, property taxes, and HOA fees. Applicants must meet certain criteria to receive assistance. Check your eligibility today at protectmykyhome.org. This ad was sponsored by Kentucky Housing Corporation and this station.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Baby, 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 I got the feeling, baby.
MB's point to ponder for today. If you could get one more season of any TV series, which would it be?
Oh, gosh.
If you could get one more season of any TV series, which would it be?
See, so many that I'm thinking of ended in a way that another season isn't going to be successful.
Right.
Like The Office. It ended perfectly.
There are also very few, to me, that might not be, in today's era, in the reboot
Seinfeld
era, everything can come back. So it makes me wonder, would I pick something that I know can't come back and say if I could pick any, then I would do that, because I'll take my chances that some of the others might get extended. I'm still not crazy about the way Seinfeld ended, but I doubt it ever gets remedied. I think it just is what it is, and it's been too long to do anything different. I would enjoy another season of The West Wing with its original cast. It's one of my favorites, so I'm looking forward to it. But the water cooler question for today was, the average woman will do this nearly 10 times today. What is it, and what did you decide that it was, Samuel?
Something with a mirror, like looking in a mirror.
Something with a mirror. I think a mirror is involved in this, but it's reapply lipstick or lip gloss.
Oh, so I wasn't...
Reapply.
Not
lipstick
specific enough,
or
I guess.
lip gloss is the answer for today's water cooler question. I was busy working on chart toppers. Do we have a winner for today?
Looks like we got a couple people that have gotten this right. Do you want to pick a number between 1 and looks like 6?
I'll pick 2. Number 2.
2. 8694.
8694. Congratulations to you. On television tonight, America's Got Talent on NBC, auditions 8. Celebrity Family Feud, Gods of Tennis on PBS. It's a premiere. It's Billie Jean King and Arthur Ashe. And The Surreal Life is on MTV, Season 2 premiere. Sounds riveting. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1967, the first of 5 days of deadly rioting erupted in Detroit. I'd rather say the highlight in history was in 1903. The Ford Motor Company sold its first car, a Model A, for $850.
That'd be nice.
Can you buy a Ford today for $850? Probably not a good one.
I mean, you probably could,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I'm
probably-
sure somebody
probably-
would sell you one.
Probably not going very far in the one you're buying. Retired Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy is 88 today. Rock singer David Essex is 77. Woody Harrelson is 63. Eric LaSalle is 62. Slash from GNR is 59. Alison Krauss is 53. I didn't realize she and I were so close in age. She's a former competitor in the Twin Lakes National Fiddlers Championship in the old contest down at Rough River.
Really?
Yeah, sure is. Marlon Wayans is 52 today. Daniel Radcliffe is 35 today.
Harry Potter.
Gone but not forgotten, Pee Wee Reese in 1918. Calvin DeForest in 1921. If you're my age, you know Calvin DeForest played Larry Bud Melman on David Letterman. And then eventually they called him by his real name, but he did some great skits on Letterman. Bert Convey, the TV host in 1933. Don Drysdale in 1936. Those are your gone but not forgottens. Your chart toppers for today. I pulled a couple. We're running behind. By the way, it's a great new store, great expanded store here at the Litchfield Ace Hardware.
I'm excited to walk around because I've
came in and went to work, right?
Yeah, immediately. So I hadn't even – I smelled the popcorn like the Ace that was by my house growing up.
You got a couple of hours. You'll be here from, noon to 2? And
correct.
I'll be here from 10 to noon today. So let's get to your chart toppers. From 19 – what year is this? Did I say this was? 1949, Perry Como. This is from the musical South Pacific.
I'm sure our friends at Ace are loving this right now.
Oh, yeah.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger.
Would it make you want to get out and run a 10K or something like that?
Something like that.
1958.
Woman, soft-hearted man.
EAP,
Been the cause of trouble ever
TCB.
since the world began.
Hard-headed woman.
Oh, yeah. Ever since the world began. A hard-headed woman been a thorn in the side of man.
That's the opposite of Some Enchanted Evening. Let's go to 1967, Frankie Valli. This song's really got to get going. About a minute 15 in is when it gets a little better. All right, let's move ahead. Let's go to...
No, the night is always gonna be here anyway.
Starland Vocal Band, #1 in 76.
This is a song.
Oh, it's a great song, but it's Ron Burgundy, Anchorman to you.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
That's where this comes from.
Sky rockets in flight.
Now.
And then also #1, this date in 1985. One of my favorite Prince songs. Raspberry Beret. This is the video version. I was working part-time in a 5 and dime. My boss was Mr. McGee. That's why I always love this song. Yeah, it's like, Mr. McGee's in this song.
Would he bust a jig to this?
Well, probably not today. Did see a photograph of him over the weekend, though.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's doing better.
Looked great, but it always seems like his boss could have been anything. It's like, I didn't know Mr. McGee worked at the 5 and dime. I thought he just worked for the Corps of Engineers and the school system.
Mr. McGee worked for a lot of places.
That's right. We will be here we'll get live on location from 10 to 2. So we've got some giveaways later on in the day. So stay tuned for that. I know they're doing the ribbon cutting or just did the ribbon cutting. There are lots of dignitaries here. So we'll see you around, and hope you get a chance to stop by today and say hello. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, be yourself, but always your better self. Be yourself, but always your better self. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun.